Well, welcome back to Kicking It with Tina, where I'm your host, Tina. Today is September 1st, 2022. Listen, we all know many kids have gone back to school, and many kids will start school in a few months. So today I want to be talking about the fears that us parents have. We have a special guest on the line with us again, Keisha. Hey, how you doing, girl?
Hey, I'm doing good. Thanks for inviting me again.
Yes, yes. So as you know, what you just heard, I want to talk about the fears that, us parents have with our children going back to school.
You're right.
It's completely different from the fears of the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Kids also have fears, but the parents is to a whole nother level.
Oh
Could you
yeah.
enlighten us with a few that you may have?
Sure. So like my main concern as far as like the kids going back to school is safety.
Mm-hmm.
I think it falls super high on everyone's pedestal when it comes to when the kids go back to school. We see so many things on our end on TV.
Yes.
And we just kind of our sensors go off when it comes to that. Like, are our children being protected or being safe, or are they providing any of these emergency protocols in our schools for our kids as well?
Yes, yes. That's always
So
been one of the top fears every recurring school year. One
it's
of the
scary.
tops. It really is. It really is. You have, of course, whether, them at the school or even making it to school or making it home.
Oh, girl, making it
I
home.
always pray every morning, protect them, going to school, at school, and bring my babies home safe. I say that
Hmm.
every morning because in the blink of an eye, anything could happen. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely, I agree.
What's another fear you have? Because your child is in what grade?
My child is actually in high school, first year of high school. Um,
Oh,
don't get me wrong, like I'm happy. It's also kind of like it's like separation anxiety because your child's getting older, so they're not kids
yes,
anymore.
yes,
So as much as you want to protect them, they don't want it anymore from you
yes.
as much as they did before.
It's almost like you got to protect them from a distance. But at this rate, I'm gonna protect you right in front of your face. I don't care. You're
Right?
gonna know what I'm going to do, what I'm going to say, and sometimes you may not. But I'm going to
Yeah.
make sure with the power of a prayer, and then also, I do a lot of checkups. I'll
Hmm.
call the school, and I'm just checking on my child. Everything's okay. You know what I'm saying? Y'all good and all.
You know what's so funny? If you hear the rules of high school now, it's like you can't do anything. I mean, and when I say anything, I mean be like hands on. Like I literally talked to my
Mm,
daughter, prepped her, told her everything that she needs to know, things that, what is it that you want to do, map out your future plans, whatever. But them teachers be like, they gotta come to us, make an appointment. They gotta come to us and let us know about their grades.
mm,
I'm sorry, but you can't, I'm not going to reply to you. I have to reply to them. You like, what I'm saying? You get in defense mode, like, wait a minute, what?
yeah.
What do
Now
you
another
mean?
another fear many parents do have is bullying. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Worrying about your child being bullied. I talk to mine day in and day out
Hmm.
because at the end of the day, you have, you know, um, what's that word? Oh, my mind just went blank real quick.
Yeah, I'm over here trying to think of the word you trying to think of. I'm trying to be
I
telepathic here.
know, I know. Uh,
But I mean, you
oh,
make a
you
very
got
valid
it.
point when it comes to that. Like, no, for real, like it is very valid because, like I said, the teachers see them every single day,
Yeah.
and kids feed off of them as well. So if their energy ain't good, the kids will come back home and tell you, like, I don't think the teacher likes me, or I feel like the teacher's singling me out. Like they feed off of that.
Boom. You
So
ready? I got it.
mhm.
Tina got it. Peer pressure.
There you go. Okay,
I started
okay.
thinking
See,
about
I
it.
would
I was
never
like,
thought of that.
look, but
So,
yeah, because it's hard. You can raise your children how what I'm saying. You feel okay. They should be raised to the best of your ability, but then when they go out there, they feel pressured. You know what I'm saying, to either want to be with the crowd or either if somebody want to sit here and bully that person. Well, come on, we can do it together. You know what I'm saying? And now they don't want to feel left out. So they want to be a
Right.
part of, you know what I'm saying, with their classmates. And oh my gosh, I do not want mine to bully, as well as I tell her she better not be a bully. I said at the end
Right.
of the day, if something was to happen and the rest of your friends are doing stuff and they doing something they shouldn't be doing, you walk away. Because guess what? When an adult sees you, they're gonna tell who all they saw. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and
Whether
then sometimes I
mm-hmm,
feel like the punishments aren't fair, but you're right. Like
yeah, yeah,
it's
it's
like,
not.
but did you see that they touched my child and it's like, and that's another thing. It's like with that, like I want my child to feel protected by the teacher. I don't want my child to feel like, the teacher ain't there to defend them. Like
Yeah,
those things like that, like those are fears like parents have every single day. Like
yeah,
just let my child make it through the day. I don't want to hear nothing from the teacher calling me. I don't want to get a phone call like my child's the problem.
yeah.
Well, did you figure out a solution? Now my
Now what's happening in some schools are somebody would do something to a student. The student would tell a teacher or tell an adult, and an adult say, "Okay, well, I'll handle it," and don't handle it. Now that's giving them, the openness, and the person that's doing something wrong. That's letting them know, okay, well, I didn't get in trouble. I didn't get sent to the principal office, so hey, let me do it again. And it's so wrong on so many levels. It's crazy, right?
yeah, I know, right?
So I'm gonna tell you another incident that happened recently. Now, of a school could either A, be helpful to these kids, or they can cause extra drama between, the friends or the kids. So what happened was a student got called out of class to the office to pretty much rat on another student. Okay.
Okay.
They wanted to get information from her regarding information of another student. Now,
Weird.
mind you, it don't take long before somebody heard something, or they get leaked out, and now oh, so you telling on me? Now that's causing problems. If you're gonna
Yeah.
do something, you have to do it, as they say in the Bible, in decency and order. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
make a big scene if you want to know, you know, anything that's going on. If you need extra help in finding out if a student did something, you do not make a big scene.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's many. What's another fear you have?
Another fear that I have, and I'm not gonna lie, like right now, I'm not as leery. I know some people are probably still out there like scared, wearing masks, or taking all these extra protocols. I'm there, but I'm not as much there as I was before. But yeah, germs, people, kids getting sick, touching stuff you're supposed to, wiping your face, not wiping your face, but wiping your hands on your face or touching your face, and just it's worse in elementary school than it is in the higher up grades, but it's still a thing. You're still cautious. You don't imagine the kids staying home. I mean, I know you've had probably a few incidents where kids have to stay home. And sometimes it's, when it's the kids at school, it's kind of like, how do I stop my kid from being sick when you can't, the other parents can't stop their children from being sick because the teachers are not controlling it in their classroom. And I think everything just
Well,
goes back to the
Here,
teachers.
here's the thing, yeah, I think majority of the staff and the kids are not wearing masks. Now, besides COVID, you still have the basic common cold, which is germs. It is what, 16, 17, maybe 20 something kids in a class? You think everything can get wiped down that fast? No. So, I said, okay, well, go ahead, just, wear it carefully. Next thing you know, a cold. Everyone in the classroom was coughing and sneezing, and no one had masks. So all them germs, even the teacher, all them germs were just floating around the room, floating around. Next thing you
Yeah.
know, they
But
dropped people
before
getting
years,
sick
like
left and right.
before, like a couple years ago, before COVID, you like, oh, it's germs. People, it's good to get, little dirt on your hands and stuff. But
Yeah,
now it's deadly, so it's
yeah,
scary. It's not the
yeah,
same concept. So yeah, one person catch it.
yeah,
How are you stopping this? How are you controlling this in your classroom? Because then if they go home, you go home, then it becomes a little bit chaotic. There's schools that have closed for a couple days because people have gotten sick, and
yeah.
it doesn't make any sense. It's like one of those things like just tell your children before they go to school, wash your hands.
Yeah. Well,
And
see,
don't put your fingers in your mouth.
I honestly feel, because like I said, common cold ain't never went nowhere, and it won't go
Hmm.
anywhere. So they're telling me that, listen, the guidelines from the CDC is they can still be at school with a basic cold as long as they don't have a fever. And as long as the mucus is not green, then they're okay. So now you got kids in the classroom sneezing and honking and, spitting and doing all
It's
this
not
crap.
funny, but it's
And
funny.
yeah, and touching stuff. When honestly, that should still be in the guidelines. Even if they sick with a common cold, keep them home. I understand it's hard for a lot of parents.
Yeah.
But come on, by you keeping them, I mean sending them to school, they getting other kids sick.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if you know, but when a child get sick back to back to back, it takes longer for them to get over it. You know what I'm saying? Opposed to they may cough 2 or 3 days with the first cold, but as soon as they get better, if they get sick again, guess what? That cough may linger for longer than a week or 2 weeks. They say it could.
Oh, I know about the lingering cough. That junk ain't
Mm-hmm,
cool.
it could linger 2 or 3 weeks. They just
Yeah.
say it got run its course. So a lot of parents I'm seeing are sending their kids to school with syllabus and cold.
Yeah. It's just I mean, we can't do much about it. That's
No, you
basically
just gotta
it. We can't do
constantly
much
talk to
about it.
your,
We can just
yeah,
try and do our part as much as we
yeah.
possibly
I just try to remind my child, please try to remember to wash your hands. Try not to touch so much stuff. Try to keep your mask on. You know what I'm saying? Unless,
can.
you're
Yeah.
outside, not by people, and it's time to eat. If you see somebody coughing and stuff, move away from them,
Oh,
you
for
know?
sure.
So, I don't know. Like I said, we have quite a bit of fears and worries, but I say my prayer every morning, and I just be on the lookout for her to come home, him to come home, the time they supposed to come home. We just gotta do our part, do our best, and constantly, like I mentioned before, talk to our kids, listen to our children. You know what I'm saying? Give
Oh yeah.
advice, and
Yeah.
that's
Do
all.
you one more thing, do you like ask your kids questions like so like what do you guys do in school? Like
Oh, of
or
course, hands down, every day,
yeah. Why do you
every day.
feel like it's necessary to ask them those questions? I have my own response, but why do you feel it's necessary to ask the kids those questions? Is it just because you just want to see if they had a good time at school or
Of course not. No, I want to see what's going on. Are you learning? Is there a problem? Anybody bothering you? What have you been doing in school? You know what I'm saying? What are you eating? Because that's another, issue. What they had to recall so many milks that was contaminated. You know what I'm
oh, I
saying?
don't know
I'm
that.
like, yes, that was big. I think it was third, fourth kindergarten or some. Don't quote me. It was a young age
Mm-hmm.
group of a school somewhere, and the milk was contaminated that they was giving the children. A lot of children ended up in the hospital sick. Yes,
Oh,
so I asked
oh,
plenty of questions. If
yeah,
something happened, who did you tell? What happened? You know what I'm saying? What all work
yeah.
are you working on? I am
Yeah, it's
very
my way of
active.
being nosy too. I literally do the same exact thing. Yeah,
Hmm.
I just think it's important to ask them those questions because a lot of times people aren't on the PTA committee and
Hmm.
we don't know the ins and outs of what's going on at the school and the easiest way to get that information is to ask your kids every single day
Yeah.
what's happening, what's going on. I mean, you can red flag something before a kid can red flag it because
Yeah.
they're naive, they don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I do the
Exactly.
same thing. I was just curious.
No, you have to, and I always say you want to protect your child, but you don't want to jump the gun. Because at the end of the day, still young kids can still, even, a little older kids, they can hear things wrong, maybe. You know what I'm saying? It's possible they could have heard something wrong, or they may not be giving you the full information. So if something was to happen and you have to confront a teacher, a principal, whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying? Do it with caution.
Right.
Okay, this is what I'm hearing. I want to know. But some parents, they hear and they just go berserk, and they just what is it? And next thing you know, oh, the child didn't tell them everything.
Yeah, they
So
took it
I
out of
always,
context, or
mhm.
the child probably gave them bits and pieces. So,
Yes, yes, yes. So basically, that sums it up. They safety, the bullying, uh the acceptance, you know what I'm saying? They're learning. Are you at school, to learn? Like I tell mine, you go to school to have fun after you learn. You focus
Yeah.
and pay attention,
Right. Oh, for
so
sure.
it's definitely, like I said, communication is key with anybody.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But
Definitely. I definitely agree with that.
yes, of course, I thank you for talking with me on this topic. And, you know, it's something that we're gonna have fears to the day they go, we go, but we just have to learn how to, cope with it and ease our fear so we won't be at work or at home, panicking.
Yeah.
So yeah, if people, parents can, get more involved and
Definitely
what
get
I'm
involved. That's the number one key thing that I would recommend for any parent
saying?
is to get
Mm-hmm.
involved in school, whether it's participating in the PTA, like I mentioned earlier. They give you a lot of vital information about things that are going on campus, whether it's, fundraisers or
Mm-hmm.
school functions, activities, volunteer work, all that stuff comes from the PTA. So you have like
Yes.
straight from the source type information.
And make
Um,
sure,
yeah.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but parents need to make sure, whether it's the mom, the dad, together or not together, make sure you know the names of your child teacher, the principal, you know what I'm saying? Every vital information you need to know. The emails. I have seen parents come to school. I don't know what class she's in. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You should be knowing
Hmm.
this. This is your
Yeah.
child. So if anything was to happen, guess what? Everything should be in your phone. You should know the time, the breaks, the time they get out of school exactly. You know what I'm saying? Anything
Yeah.
happen, you should have your child number, school number saved in your phone. I remember a couple of years ago, my child was going to school with another child, and the parents texted me and said, "What's the school number?" What's the school number?
That's not funny. All right.
I went to Google and screenshot it and sent it and said, "There you go. That's where I found it." Even though I already had it in my phone, but let her know, you could have just looked on Google too. But first of all, you should have the crap in your phone.
Yeah, they making it seem like it's the early 2000s and nine. Like we,
I mean, I looked at
how
that
you
text
not
a
know
couple
them?
of times. Like I said, wait a minute, hold up. What's the school number? It's crazy. But
Oh Lord, I can tell what you be doing. Obviously, not at the school. You gotta get with it. You guys gotta
yes,
be involved. You gotta
because
stay
a lot of people
connected.
just, hey, this is my time, or ooh, them kids gotta go. They gotta go, but to one extent, because at the end of the day, God forbid, you're just so happy to get out your hair. If they get out of your hair permanently, then you're gonna be crying. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
because now
saying?
you don't know nothing. Yep.
Yeah. So just take the proper steps and work together and do what we gotta do.
Right.
But
Let's be a unit, guys. Let's be a unit.
yes, yes. And now we're going to be getting into the fearsome children. I have two kids that's going to give us, their opinions on what they're looking forward to and what they're worried about in school. So I'm going to go on over and chit chat with them for a little bit. And I thank you for chiming in with me.
No problem. You guys have a good one.
You too.
Bye.
Bye. Hello, and we have on the line a young man. Can you give us your name, your location, and what grade you're in?
My name is Bakari Williams, and my location is Point Siena, and my grade is fifth.
Okay, okay. Are you excited about going back to school?
Not really,
Oh, why not?
because like some points you're like, oh, I got new classmates. I don't know how to feel about this. Then other points you're like, oh, I want to meet my new friends and stuff. So not really.
Oh, is there anything else you might be worried about going back to school?
No, not really.
Okay, anything you may be excited about going back to school?
Yeah, meeting some of my friends and stuff.
Seeing some of your old friends and meeting new friends?
Yes,
Okay, so you can say you pretty much get along with people easily.
yes, ma'am.
Oh, well, that's good. That's good. Well, I hope you have a great school year. You see your old friends and meet new friends and learn as much as you can, okay?
Okay,
I thank you for calling in.
you're welcome.
Have a good night, baby.
You too.
And we have a young lady on the line. Can you give us your name, your age, and your grade level?
Hi, my name is Cynthia. I'm go in grade 9,
Okay, how old are you?
14.
Okay, and school started back already in your area?
Yeah.
Now, is there anything you're worried about going back to school? Anything that's on your heart that's heavy that you may be scared?
Um, I feel like I'm more worried about being more focused on getting stuff for college together because this is when kind of everything starts having more of an impact on what I'm gonna do in the future
Yes.
and stuff. So I feel like I feel more pressure to do good in my classes, and literally I've planned out how I academically want my whole high school year to go so that I can get into the college that I want and do good in that. So I feel like I'm more worried about college. I've been worried about college forever, but I
Oh,
mean,
wow.
now it's more, I don't
You're
know,
getting
is
closer to that point. So, you
it?
know.
Yeah. So
Okay,
it's,
okay. Is it anything that you're excited about going back to school?
I'm excited to meet my friends. I realized that already being back, there's a lot of kids there that I went to school with and I was probably friends with that I don't interact with a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I've made a lot of new friends and it's a cool dynamic, I guess, since some of them drive themselves to school, some of them um have like where they finished all their core classes so like they get to leave early or come to
Mm-hmm.
school later. So I think it's cool.
Okay, okay. Well, that's good. You're not worried about too many things. But what are you planning on going to college for?
Well, I want to go to college for a degree in art and a degree in business.
Okay. Well, I wish you the best of luck and of course have an awesome, great school year. And thank you for chiming in and letting us know.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And we have one last one that wants to chime in. Can you give us your name, your age, and your grade level?
Yes, I'm Chrisaya, and my age is 9, and my level is 4th.
Okay. So going back to school, can you tell us anything that you're worried, concerned about?
Yes, I have one. I'm worried about not getting new friends. Wait a minute. Never mind. I already got new friends.
You're so silly. So silly. Is that it? You don't have anything else that you're worried about?
Nope.
Okay, so what are you looking forward to?
Getting straight A's and E's and S's.
Okay. Well, you've been straight A's last year.
Thank
So what's
you.
better than A's?
A pluses.
I know that's right. You're
And
going to get
E's
them
and
A's.
S's.
Yes. Well, thank you for chiming in. I wish you a great school year and make sure you focus and pay attention and do what you're supposed to do, okay?
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Have a good night. All right, and remember, you can go back at any given time and listen to any missed episodes. And I will upload a new episode every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. sharp. Every Friday at 7 p.m. sharp, my daughter, Chrisila Rose White, will be reading a children's book while she's being introduced by her baby brother, Eric. And every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. sharp, I will upload 3 randomly picked gospel songs, ranging from old school to new school. Remember to always love yourself, and nothing is impossible. If you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, let me tell you, it's the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need in just one place. With Anchor, you can record not just from your computer, but from your cell phone. You can have your podcast played on many different listening platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. Look, with Anchor, it's free. Anchor is completely free. So download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. You would not be disappointed.